HermVids with Mr. Herman. Educational videos about reading and writing. My name is Mr. Herman. My ancestry is German. My students are squirmin', but good grades they are earning. Impressed with my rhyming skills? Well, you shouldn't be. That wasn't very good. This whole unit, though, is about different types of rhyming, and I use a few of them in my opening rhyme. Maybe by the end you can figure out which ones I used. But let's break it down. This is some review from Creative Writing 1, but there's going to be some new information here as well. Rhyming is something that not all poems have to have, but many poems do. And the reason why they do is that you can use this additional sound effect, let's call it, to influence the reader when they read your poem, to either make it sound more beautiful or more dissonant. You can really use rhyme to your advantage and make rhyme stick more in the reader's brain. Science shows that when things rhyme, we are more likely to remember them. That's why jingles for companies try to rhyme, because they want it to stick in your brain. The first type of rhyme that we're going to talk about is end rhyme, and it's the most basic type of rhyme you can think of, a Dr. Seuss style rhyme. In poetry, a rhyme occurs in the last syllables of verses, as in the stanza 1 of Robert Frost's Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. We've gone over this poem earlier, but we're going to look at the rhyme this time. Again, these are taken from various sources. The Poetry Foundation is a great resource, Encyclopedia Britannica, and Wikipedia. Alright, so this is a very basic rhyme here. Whose woods these are, I think I know. That's the last syllable of the line. His house is in the village, though. No, though. He will not see me stopping here. That does not rhyme with the rest of them. To watch his woods fill up with snow, though, no. And then here rhymes a bit later in the poem. When I taught you guys about fixed form poetry earlier on, talked about rhyme schemes. So this one would be A, B, A, or in some cases A, X, A. The end rhyme is the most common type of rhyme in English poetry. There are many words for half rhyme. It's called near rhyme or slant rhyme, also oblique rhyme. In poetry, it's when two words have only their final consonant sounds and no preceding vowel or consonant sounds in common. So the ending of the word sounds kind of similar. It's like stopped and wept. It's just that kind of half sound at the end that rhymes, not the whole syllable. Parable and shell, LL. Now another form of this, similar, is called the forced rhyme, where in different dialects you may pronounce a word out loud the same sound, whereas when you look at it written down, it's not the same. This is kind of similar to that. This is a near rhyme. It's when part of the word rhymes. Multi-syllable rhyming is something that's more used in hip-hop. Not Chief Keef hip-hop usually, but more complicated rappers who spend more than 5 minutes writing their rhymes. That's not, no knock on Chief Keef. He's good in his own way. In rapping and poetry, multi-syllabic rhymes, they can also be known as compound rhymes or polysyllable rhymes. Multis are known as in hip-hop. Rhymes that contain 2 or more syllables. So it's not just the last sound. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. That's just 1 syllable. But if it's touch her scornfully, think of her mournfully, that would be multi-syllable. Not just the oli at the end. It's mournfully, mournfully. That's complicated. If you're trying to be a rapper, you need to start implementing multi-syllable rhymes, or you could just keep it basic, like Chief Keef. Assonance is another sound device that's used pretty frequently in poetry. It's the repetition of vowel sounds without repeating consonants. It's a vowel rhyme, let's call it. So the way to remember assonance is that it begins with the vowel, and that's a great way to connect it with the vowels inside. We light fire on the mountain. I sound. I feel depressed and restless. Go and mow the lawn. That is not a rhyme that we normally think of at the end of a verse, but within that verse. And it can be in multiple, or I'm sorry, within that line or multiple lines, you can repeat that sound. Johnny went here and there and everywhere. The engineer held the steering to steer the vehicle. So it has to be that same sound. It can't just be the letter because vowels have different sounds, of course. It has to be the same vowel sound. Another way to add some sonic beauty to your poem, assonance. Consonant's a little different. It's a resemblance in sound between two words or an initial rhyme. Consonants can also refer to shared consonants, whether in sequence, bed and bad, or reversed, bud and dad. So it's when that sound is repeated, basically, and it's a consonant instead of a vowel. Rap rejects my tape deck, ejects projectile. So there's those CT sounds that are repeated, that ek. Whether Jew or Gentile, I rank top percentile. Many styles more powerful than gamma rays. My grammar pays like Carlos Santana plays. There's so many examples of consonants in there. That is a skilled set of rhymes. I would consider Drake one of the slightly more skilled rappers out there. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit. This is Emily Dickinson. She uses that. We're going to take a look at some of the example of consonants she uses. Here we go with elision here. 'Twas later when the summer went, then came the cricket then when the cricket came, and yet when we knew the gentle clock meant naught but going home. 'Twas sooner than the cricket went, than when the winter came, yet a pathetic pendulum keeps esoteric time. That T sound is the repeated at the end there, esoteric time. There's a pathetic pendulum, Quen Winter. She uses it almost every single line. She's an expert. Finally, we've got internal rhyme. And I believe we talked about this a bit in creative writing. This is when it's almost like you have multiple end rhymes within one line itself. Internal rhyme is rhyme within a single line of a verse, when the word from the middle of a line is rhymed with a word at the end. I'm 6'1" and I'm tons of fun, and I dress to a T, you see. So, one, tons of fun, all within a few words here. That's an inside rhyme. Got more clothes than Muhammad Ali, I dress so viciously. Got bodyguards, 2 big cars, and definitely ain't the whack. Sugar Hill Gang, that's old school rhyming right there, but it's more fun, it's sing-songy, and it's a great way to add some more rhyming to your poetry. And when people see that, they tend to respect you more as a poet and or rapper or songwriter. To recap real quickly, inside rhyme, rhymes inside the lines. Consonants is when that non-vowel sound is repeated, kind of like alliteration. Assonance is when that vowel sound is repeated inside of words. Multisyllable is a hip-hop term. It's more complicated rhyming, multisyllables rhyming together. Half rhyme is when it sort of rhymes. Forced rhyme's a little different. Half rhyme is when one sound kind of sounds the same. And then, of course, your end rhymes.